So my question for this is, or observation, or whatever. Subversion has, it kind of exploded, and everybody loves it, and it's better than CBS and all this other kind of stuff.
We're not going to be talking about.
No. I'm trying to say that it came as a replacement for an already existing product. And if we want LLVM to be adopted by people, how did they do it? And we should figure out how they did it. And
slowly.
You keep better, and you get the first one to be broken.
Superversion.
What?
You're monotonically better, and the first one has to be fundamentally broken. That's how they did it.
Works.
No,
It just works.
it doesn't version control directories at all.
No, but it works.
Also,
Okay, right.
Okay, anyways.
Keep going,
Christopher. Two things. First of all, do you ask that LLVM be cited in all academic papers that use it?
We don't explicitly ask that, but most of them do.
Okay.
In the experimental results section, they say, well, blah, 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 we did whatever, and we have to learn an LLVM site, whatever. And that's all we want.
I mean, what I meant is like actually in the citations at the end of the paper. That way it's indexed on all of the paper.
Yeah, I'm just happy if they mention it.
So, well, that would be one way to sort of get it out there in the indexes and stuff like that, so it shows up. The second thing is that the online materials in the community, well, the tools are very good at fostering the development community. We don't really have we don't have an LLVM users list, for instance.
That's true.
We don't have a forum for people like the PyPy people or any of these people that aren't like people that just use the end tools, but they're sort of the intermediate
clients.
Right. So, I mean, maybe it would be really good to bring those people that are not developing LLVM actively, but are using the libraries or using it as part of their tool chain, to bring that into the community as well, so that they're not strangers to us.
Are you talking about a mailing list or a list on the web pages somewhere?
A mailing list or a forum even,
And just someplace to
Yeah,
get
we make a section on the wiki.
If we're good at answering user questions at the development list, so maybe just bringing users to the list, splitting the lists, I believe is not going to be that useful.
Well, so one of the things that I've observed is that there's a whole lot of people on LLVM Dev, for example.
Yeah.
And so if something starts getting too specific about a specific patch, I'll move to LLVM commits where people expect to get high volume, whatever. And so, I don't know, maybe because LLVM Dev is relatively high volume, it would be better to have a lower volume. I have simple questions kind of list. I don't know. I mean, I don't think it can really hurt.
I don't know.
Well, because there are signs up to every list.
Like you have GCC user and GCC developers. You have much more subscribers to the development list than GCC users. It's very common for you to just have question, and just solve the answer.
LLVM is a little bit different structure than GCC, right? Because it's not just a compilation tool for people to use, it's also a library that people can incorporate into other tools.
Yes, makes sense.
I have 2 points for about building mindshare just in a general community. And the first one is that demos are great. If you read the front page, it sounds very nice, but you can't really put your hands on it. And to actually see how great it is, you have to download a lot and build a lot and try a lot of stuff. And the online tester thing is pretty nice. We should have more like that, or things you could download and try out, or any kind of demonstration.
We need an intern to do that.
Yeah, great. And
is there anything on the site that describes the performance of the 2.0 release?
We've never published a competitive analysis or anything like that. But that's really the kind of thing you want done by a third party.
Well, so you have a third party do it, that would be one of the things that would be one of the very first questions somebody considering it would ask.
Yeah. But I mean, it's really easy to run, say, a spec or some other way.
I know I did it long ago, but
and
probably don't qualify as a third party anymore.
I mean, if it's not on the main, if it's someplace permanent, not on the web page, the main web page, then it qualifies as.
So, with regard to this strategy, Yes, supervision was very successful at highlighting that we are going to be CVS replacement. The problem is that that's been quite a while, and you know, they're just this CVS replacement, so they got stuck on that, and it's been very hard for them to move on. And other version control systems are taking that, so I don't believe we want to be the GCC replacement.
Well, I meant more along the lines of not that we are Subversion and GCC is CVS, but that figure out how they got their word out and do something similar. I mean, and I don't have the answer for that because I don't know how they did it. I'm this far at marketing, but yeah, that's I guess what I was mostly trying to say.
Most of the way they got their word out a few years back was by identifying where CVS sucked.
Okay. And
unfortunately,
projects
I know
not only that,
yes.
But actually, it was just a combination of two things. One, they kept the usage model similar to CVS, so adoption was really easy. And we're kind of doing the same sort of thing. If you're just using LLVM GCC, it's very familiar. And the second thing was they built a better mousetrap. And it was just those two things.
Their explicitly stated goal was to replace CVS, period. Which makes it very understandable to the end user.
Right.
Because all the end users that actually have used CVS for years understand all of its limitations and are very happy to move away to it from something that's better, as long as it's better.
But so we should cut it off and move on to the next thing. But I'll observe that even though Subversion is very successful and CVS is slowly dying, there's still a ton of people using CVS.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And the migration is still slow, and like any complicated technology, it takes people
I don't think that might be interesting.
Move on to the next one, and then talk about this after.
Yeah.